to my channel. My name is Maya Lucky and I am an aspiring YouTuber slash entrepreneur slash literally all of the things above. If you know me, you know this. So without further ado, let's get into the video. If you're already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today we are going to be discussing things to take into consideration when moving into a apartment, specifically apartments in a different city than you are currently located in. So basically when you're moving to a new city. This is something that I've experienced twice. So I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, and I've moved to Montgomery, of course, for college. And then I moved to Birmingham for a job, sort of. So yeah, one of the first things that I want to talk about when choosing an apartment is choosing a good area. And before I get into actually talking about like the things you should consider, I do want to say that these things will vary from person to person depending on what's important to them, right? So a lot of the things that are going to be things that I would consider are based on me being a woman, living alone, not having children, working. So yeah, those are like the features or like characteristics, or those are the things that will come into play or that came into play when I was apartment searching. So the first thing that I do want to discuss is areas. So I feel like this is pretty relevant to everybody for the most part, but again, just me being a woman and living alone, this is kind of like at the top of my list, is making sure that I chose a safe area. Currently, I live downtown Birmingham, and I know y'all are like, girl, you just talked about a safe area, like what? Downtown Birmingham is actually not bad, at least from my experiences. It hasn't been bad. While doing research, I didn't see like any like horrific things or like a super high crime rate like in the area. So, and also like my apartment complex does a great job with the safety precautions or the safety measures that they take. So that was one of the main things that like led me to my apartment even more, is because you need a key fob. Like I'm sure y'all seen on my complex tour video. If you have not watched it, go ahead and watch that now. Click off this, go watch that. But on my complex tour video, I basically showed you guys like the little key fobs that they give us, and you cannot get into the building, you can't get into the gym, you can't get into the parking lot without having that key fob. So I do appreciate like that safety measure as a woman living alone. Also, you want to take into consideration what is convenient in the area, or at least for me again, because it's really on like a case by case basis. But I do prefer to have things that I'll probably utilize like on a weekly or daily basis, like pretty close by. So like the grocery stores and convenience stores, gas stations, things of that nature. Um, Downtown, of course, they have like gas stations, plenty of gas stations nearby. I'm not gonna say plenty of grocery stores. It's like one grocery store, but it's a public store, so it's nearby. So basically, everything that I need is pretty much close in the area. It's also like a lot of restaurants down here, so a lot of food options. It's downtown, so of course there's entertainment. So I feel like everything is pretty like in arm's reach of me, which I personally appreciate. If you're a person who does not mind driving, or you kind of like to be secluded from just like the city life, then downtown of course would not be ideal for you. The next thing that I want to talk about is making sure you do your due diligence and your research on the actual complex. So for me, I like to go in the reviews, because these are people who like live there currently. So, and look at like the most recent reviews. So I like to look at the reviews, and something that like is a red flag to me is when I see people complaining about the same thing. Because I feel like when there's so many people, of course, complaining about the same thing, then it's probably true. So yeah, look for things like that, like people complaining about the same thing. I'm not expecting the apartment complex to be perfect and like not have any complaints because I feel like with anything in life you cannot please everybody, right? So that's something to take into consideration. Like, make sure you read those reviews. Also, in terms of doing your due diligence with the apartment complexes, when they try to give you those virtual tours, because again, we're referring to like moving into a new city or moving into a new state. If you can't like come to physically see the complex in the unit in person, see if they can do like a live tour of that specific unit. I have heard people like get interviewed, not interviews. I've heard people do tours, and they'll maybe give them a tour of like a more renovated, up to date version of the apartment, or maybe just like one of the nicer units, and that isn't necessarily going to be the unit that you're living in. So, if possible, try to get a tour of the actual unit that you will be staying in. That's something that is really important. Also, choose an apartment based off like the amenities that you want slash need. So for some people, they may need like a fully furnished apartment. Like you want to make sure they offer that they have fully furnished apartments. Or you may not want to get a washer and dryer. I know if you're a person who is like moving a lot, like um, you may want to get an apartment that allows you to like rent a washer and dryer, and you just pay like a monthly price. Or you want to maybe get a apartment complex that has like a washroom where you can just wash there. Again, in my complex tour video, you see where I kind of like gave a tour of the washroom, and I think our washroom is pretty cool. And I think this is at most college campuses as well. You can use a card or you can use Apple Pay. So for me, that's very convenient because who wants to go get quarters? Not me. I don't even think ours take quarters. I think it's like only card and like Apple Pay, so because it's an app that we use. So yeah, that's convenient. Although I don't like paying to wash and dry, it's still convenient in terms of being able to use Apple Pay and being able to use a debit card to pay to wash your clothes. If you like to go swimming a lot, then you probably want an apartment with a pool. My apartment does not have a pool. That was not like that big of a deal to me. Because I feel like some of the other amenities made up, or the other services made up for them not having a pool. So we do have like valet trash service, and as a woman, again, this is something that I enjoy, or something I probably will not like want to go without now. Now that I've experienced it, I kind of don't want to go without it. Is having like the valet trash service. Um, so basically, we just put our trash outside the door. They pick it up. As a woman, I enjoy that. I don't want to take out the trash. Like, I don't mind taking out my trash, but I would prefer to not have to take it out. Like, yeah, it just is what it is. Yeah, so that's also something you should take into consideration as well. Probably like parking as well. Like I'm sure if it's just only one of you, then parking like wouldn't be a concern. But I know some people who struggle with like parking spots at their apartment complexes, so you may want to like check out and see what the parking situation is like as well. Also, like while looking at the complex, don't forget to like check out like the manager and stuff as well, right? Like if the complex managers or like assistant managers were like giving you a hard time during the move-in process, they weren't really like giving you the necessary or proper information. They were kind of being rude. They were getting back to you a little bit late. Like those are things to consider because 9 times out of 10, when you move in a complex, like those issues will continue whenever you do need to like speak with them, or you need them to do something for you or assist you with something in the complex. So that's definitely something that you should also take into consideration is like the management company of the apartment building, or like the managers themselves. Like you should also look into that and see what kind of history they have. That's gonna conclude today's video. Just short, sweet, simple. I hope that this was helpful, or this will be helpful to some people who are moving to a new city, a new state. Yeah, like I hope that you guys' moving journey is everything that you want it to be. Do not let it stress you out, because I know that feeling of moving to a different city and you're just like stressed, freak out. So yeah, like enjoy it, be in the moment, try to be present as possible, and just remember, like, whenever normally when people move to like a different city or a different state, like, this is something you dreamed about, this is something you've been wanting to do for a while. So like, don't let all like the logistics and the back end behind the scenes things like um kind of like cloud this happy moment for you, or like this accomplishment for you. So yeah, like, make sure you do your due diligence, but also enjoy the moment, be present, and be proud of yourself. So thank you guys again for coming back to my channel, and watching another one of my videos. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.